Ugh, that feeling. You hit the button on your garage door opener, you hear that little whir, and then absolutely nothing. Your car's trapped. Your whole day is suddenly on pause, and you're just staring at a giant, unmoving door. It is so frustrating. But hey, don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to turn that frustration into a super clear plan. Let's figure this out.
So this is probably you right now, isn't it? Just staring at that door, willing it to open. Well, you are definitely not alone. And the good news is the actual fix might be way, way simpler than you're imagining.
Seriously, that feeling is universal. Your mind immediately jumps to the worst case scenario, thinking about massive repair bills, but just take a breath. Before you panic, we're going to start with the easy stuff, the things you can check yourself in like the next 60 seconds. All right, let's dive into our first section, troubleshooting. We're going to start with the simple fixes that could solve your entire problem in the next few minutes without you having to spend a dime or even pick up the phone. First up, the number one culprit, and you won't believe how often this is the problem. Check the batteries in your remote. Seriously, pros say a shocking number of their service calls are just for dead batteries. It sounds too obvious, but check it first. If that doesn't do the trick, move on to number two, the door sensors. You know those little electronic eyes near the bottom of the door tracks? Make sure nothing, a broom, a box, even a thick spider web, is blocking their line of sight. A quick wipe and clearing the path can get things working again instantly.
Now, what if your door is moving, but it sounds just awful? You know, that grinding, squeaking, or rattling sound? Listen to those noises. They're clues. They usually just mean your rollers, hinges, or tracks are basically crying out for a little bit of lubrication or a simple adjustment. It's the door's way of telling you it needs some maintenance.
Okay, so you've checked the easy stuff and the door's still not working. This brings us to probably the most important part of this whole process, knowing where the deciding line is. This is the point where your safety becomes the absolute number one priority. And this right here draws that line perfectly. See the stuff on the left? That's your safe zone. Checking batteries, clearing something from in front of a sensor, you can totally do that. But the list on the right, that is strictly professional territory. Broken springs are under an incredible amount of tension and can be so dangerous. Misaligned tracks and busted openers need special tools and expertise. So here's the bottom line. If it's not a battery or a sensor, it's time to call an expert. Period. So you've decided to make the call. Good choice. But what should you actually expect to happen next? Let's demystify the process and take a look at what a typical professional service actually offers, so you know exactly what you're paying for. First up, at the entry level, you have a basic safety and maintenance check. Starting around this price point, it's a great way to get a professional to diagnose the problem and maybe even prevent future ones. Now, if you're in a real bind, like an emergency call out for a broken spring that's trapped your car, you're looking at a higher starting price. But this is what gets you same-day service to get your life back on track fast. And then, if the opener itself has died, a full replacement is going to start in this range. The upside is this often includes some really cool modern upgrades like smart features and a battery backup. This table really puts it all together nicely. You can see how the services scale up, right? From that preventative safety check, to urgent emergency repairs, to a brand new opener, and finally a full custom installation. It's a great visual guide for what to expect. Okay, knowing what services are out there is one thing, but how do you choose the right company? Not all service providers are created equal, so here are a few key things you should always look for. Think of this as your quality checklist. Can they get to you today? Do they offer a warranty on their work? That shows they stand behind their repairs. And always ask for a free estimate with clear pricing, so there are no surprises later. And you know, a local or family-owned business can often give you a much more personal level of service. And this right here is so important. A broken garage door is not a 9-to-5 problem, right? It can happen late at night, on a weekend. Knowing a company is there for you around the clock for emergencies offers incredible peace of mind. So there you have it. You're no longer just stuck and frustrated. You've got a clear, logical path forward. You know how to check the simple things, you understand that safety line you should never cross, and you're armed with the knowledge to find a really good professional if you need one. And that leaves us with this one final question. As you stand there in front of your garage, you can now ask yourself, is this just a simple battery swap, or is this a sign of a bigger issue that needs an expert's touch? The big difference is, now you actually know how to find the answer.